So, good morning, everybody. This is just a Heartwerks speech for the mission because they got people monitoring you, moving you like pieces on a chessboard, and now others are starting to pick up on it. And strangers are noticing your own people, noticing things in ways your own people couldn't even see. Fuck. Anyway, they're too busy guarding these ways that they've taken up inside of your life. They know what they've done, and they know that they're getting outsiders involved in these ways. But you still run into people who are strangers who take upon more kindness to your story than those who have claimed to love you, and it might hit you deep. It might hit you hard, and I've found myself in tears to just feel love in that fashion that I am missing in my life, I guess. And it hurts. It hurts because, well, when I started writing these things out and trying to create the mission where like the top of the pyramid type of thing doesn't get all the funding, like everyone in every rung of this pyramid or this building of building blocks can win, and the people at the bottom can win exponentially more than the people at the top. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters how you work. So when I first started the journey, I felt in ways the energy of the enemy creating in ways to steal something from me that was of vital importance to me, to keep me sharp, to keep me focused, to be able to have those things intact was just annihilated. And then remembering who you were from that moment before, where you were drowned it out, down and out, feeling like that weight was coming from somewhere unseen. Well, they shifted that blame on you, and they got away with it. So it just helps the cycle of abuse being able to continue in your life, throwing you in these justifiable conditions, right? Calling it a mental health crisis or, whatever they need to in order to create the stagnation in your life. But you have to remember that the Lord is the one that was able to pull you out of these dungeons. And when you're moving about that way and these people are moving in ways to silence you, well, they're going to have to be scrambling because their black magic isn't going to work anymore. You're identifying with the crime and you're seeing it in ways that they don't want you to be able to see it. So they got people monitoring you and moving around pieces on a chessboard, and others are going to pick up on it. And then you're noticing these things outside of yourself that are happening. You're going to realize this betrayal hurts. It's going to catch you off guard because you never really got the chance to be built like them. And some of these people are, young. And you just never had the opportunity. And you can see it, you can feel it. It's an energy that, certain people without these things going on carry versus, people who have something going on. They carry, and they have to figure out how to flip these tables around, because these times, these areas of our lives where we've been exposed to pressures, we want to be able to be out loud with it, and we deserve to create impact. Well, so we're moving in a direction here, or trying to move, and it's imperative for people to realize that when these people are moving against you, it's not going to be easy. Every single move that they've been making has been calculated, and you have to shift that situation and move in direct opposition to what they're trying to slay against you, to make sure you're stayed in that silence, you're struggling, and these struggles are going unseen by other people. You're not allowed to, you're like not allowed to speak about them, but you literally can't speak about them in the times that you need to, because you're literally living in the burial grounds of like what you have to go through in life to be able to just try to unbury yourself from these truths, or from these liars truths, or however you want to say it. Everything that you're being buried under by these people, you got to dig yourself out of. So now other people's are like I said, other people are noticing, strangers are seeing what your own circle is too blind to see, or too guilty, or too worked up in other ways to acknowledge what's going on. Either way, the outsiders are beginning to show you that offer of kindness and respect, where these others who claim to love you, and they take it upon to make sure to show you that they're doing that. And I'm just gonna say, it just shakes you, for better terms, it shakes you to the core for a few minutes at times, at least. But maybe even it like just completely breaks you for a little bit, because it's just, like I said, it's that love that you're missing from the people that you thought you were able to get it from. And then you realize the difference between what that real support would actually look like and sound like, versus that control and manipulation and very tactical ways that the enemies have taken upon to make moves within an agenda. So their energy isn't given freely. It's always a transaction, a setup, or a scheme. It's always meant to break you down in the worst ways possible. And then it's also to convince others that the storm that you are in was created by your own fault, which is not the case. The weight crashing in on you wasn't just a mental battle that was carefully contrived and designed, but systematically, it's keeping you in the same places. It's not allowing you for your own growth. It's not allowing you to even entertain the movement that God, I believe, takes his people out of Egypt and places them in a land full of milk and honey. So we're trying to break these chains. We're trying to split the seas. We're trying to do things in our own time, to take the leads and be the warriors into the promised land in that way. And are you stepping into that land? Are you trying to? Because these rituals aren't working anymore. The setups, the games, the staged chaos, they're failing because you're recognizing these people before they're able to come after you or try to set you up, and they're unapologetically doing everything in their power to ruin you. So reclaim everything that they stole and be unapologetic back. Reach for your strength, your voice, and your truest destiny hidden in Christ, no matter how much it takes to pull it up out of yourself, because this is exactly what terrifies the demons. It gets demons scrambling, desperate to twist up your story, to pervert your truth, to prevent you and to otherwise stifle you, so that you never are able to rise too high or get out there and actually meet breakthrough. So that's what we're trying to do here. But what they don't realize is that at this time, you're not actually alone. You're not alone in prayer. You're actually building that community in a way that allows for other people to go and at least pray for you. They don't like that even. So this time, the world is watching. And at this time, their secrets are slipping. And at this time, the light is coming over all of the dark deeds that people have done. and no amount of manipulation is going to be able to cover it up, because in the prophetic of time, these people are trying to make you the problem when you're not the problem. They have been working in the backdrops of your life, being the problem, and they're treating you as if you're the threat when you're legitimately just holding tight, really, with everything that's happened to you. But at the same rate, you're trying to create a movement and a niche that has a lot to deal with them and these actions of these evil people. So when you're realizing your power inside of that way, I'm sorry, but taking those bricks and building something worthwhile is more important to me than anything. It doesn't really matter the type of money a person makes, because if they stand idly behind these lies, in the end they're worthless anyway. So the message here is to channel against these things and become unstoppable. Hopefully you can help me grow to be that. I would really like the movement to become more powerful than anything that can be stopped. And so if you have any ideas of how I can bring it about regarding I'm under attack, I've been under attack, I just didn't realize the magnitude, and I didn't realize it could come from these people that were supposed to have my back. So, of course, they need to deflect, minimize, and just terrorize anything that I do out here. As far as like, oh, no one's going to understand you and all this kind of garbage, truthfully, because that's what it is. When you create a lyrical value, you don't have to explain your lyrics to anybody. People can make sense out of it what they will. And if you ask me, the lyrical values that I make are fairly self-explanatory. So anyone that's trying to stop me in my grind has alternative motives in doing so. So anyway, if you can help me spread my message and create awareness regarding this targeted individual stuff and regarding how horribly I've been treated by people close to me in order to subjugate me through lengthy crimes that I was never supposed to see, be lost, lopped off to die, confused in a whole gaslit storm of manipulated malevolence, meaning to stage me up, to take my life, create the identity theft, come and snatch out my house, clean it up, make a buck, and the only thing that really mattered the entire time was silencing me.